It's back to school tomorrow, so we're going to be taking a look at what you as a buyer or a seller need to consider to assess the health of this fall real estate market. What's up? My name's Brett. I am a realtor in the GTA, and this channel focuses on GTA real estate news, market updates, and educational videos so you can stay informed when it comes to buying or selling real estate. If you find any part of this video or my channel valuable, what I'd like you to please do is consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And there's been a lot lately, so stay tuned. We got the rate announcement coming this Wednesday. School is in session. Are people going to come back into the market this fall? Because traditionally, the fall market is the second busiest time of the year. So we're going to be looking at the most important metrics that you need to assess the fall market. And it's going to be a little bit of an educational video because we're going to go through some terms, get a little glossary of terms going. And I have a hypothesis about this fall because science class is back in session for the fall semester. I don't know how many school puns I can do in this entire video, but I'm going to keep trying to make you laugh and to make you engage and tune in to this channel. First, I want to talk about an interview that BNN Bloomberg put out, and it was with the head of National Bank of Canada. And what they were saying was, we talked about the 0.2% drop in GDP, but what isn't mentioned as often is GDP per capita. So if we look at GDP per capita, so all of the value created divided by the total population of the country, it actually dropped by 3%, which is actually a really staggering amount. And what this gentleman from the National Bank said was that is actually territory where they would consider cutting rates. But since residential construction is down by 8.2%, leading to the GDP drop, and we have a massive influx of people coming into this country, what is going to remain high is any type of inflation when it comes to housing. So when we take the inflation calculation into account, if we remove energy like fuel and heat for your house, and we remove housing, our inflation rate is actually at the target 2.2%. But because of these contributing factors, we have an inflationary environment in the housing sector right now. So obviously that's going to squash any type of rate cut talk from the central bank. And what we actually really need to do is start building friggin' houses. But there are just so many contributing factors getting in the way of us building more houses in this country. And it definitely has to do with the high cost of borrowing, but there are a bunch of other contributing factors of which I'm going to do a video about in the future. If you have any opinions on why you think we can't build houses in this country, put a comment below because I'd love to hear what you think. But enough of my incessant ramblings about building houses. Let's get on to what we're looking at this fall. So the first metric I want to go into, and I don't hear a whole lot of other realtors talking about this, but it's the average list price. So if we look at the average list price month over month, if we see an increase this fall in the average list price, say $1 million in July, 1.05 in August, and say 1.075 in the month of September, what that could indicate is an abandoning of the price low and hold offer strategy. And what it could show that sellers are starting to list their homes more at market value and just accept offers anytime. Because we're in a really hot seller's market, the prevailing strategy that really works is that you would price the house low and hold an offer date because you have a high demand from buyers in the market to come in and bid on that place and potentially bid it up. Of course, when you get into those situations, since we are in a blind bidding scenario, you can tend to have people who are actually overpaying for a house. The next metric I'm going to talk about is days on market. So on whatever app you use, like House Sigma, Realtor.ca, or listings that your realtor is sending you, you're going to see DOM. And in Durham, we were at around 12 days on market for the last month. If you see days on market moving up, it's obviously taking longer for things to sell. So if we have days on market moving up and average list price moving up, it could be a confirmation that the price low strategy is coming to an end and sellers aren't seeing good results from that anymore. Or they're getting several offers in, but they're just not at the level of pricing that they were expecting. And there's another little trick that you can use with days on market. So if you go to Treb Market Watch, I'll link it in the description. If you see an average days on market of 12 and a house has been sitting on the market for longer, what that is indicating is that house is priced incorrectly. If a seller actually needs to sell, they might be willing to take less and you could score yourself a better deal. Maybe the most important metric that we need to look at, especially for Durham, is months of inventory. And months of inventory is a measure of how fast the current level of inventory is being absorbed by the market. So how fast the current level of inventory is selling. And in Durham, we have been under 2 months of inventory for the majority of the year, specifically when it comes to the municipalities that border the 401. What we're going to have to take a look at is some of the stale inventory moving into the fall market that was listed in the summer and all of the subsequent new inventory coming on. And if we're not getting the buyers back into the market, what you are going to see happening is the months of inventory is going to gradually increase. So once we get over 3 months of inventory, we are in a more balanced market. And once we're pushing above that 4 towards that 5 months of inventory, which hasn't happened in Durham in a really long time, we are in a decidedly buyer's market. I'm honestly of two minds on where this fall could go. If we see a rate hold, what I could see happening is buyers coming into the market with some confidence. But since we've had this higher rate environment for longer, and that's something that economists talk about, higher for longer, it could be proving that the bite of these rate hikes is already taking effect if we don't get these buyers into the market, even with a rate hold. Is it going to be enough to combat the inflation in housing that we've been seeing with our little perfect storm of slow home building sector and massive immigration? I'm not sure. We're going to wait patiently till the 6th to see what happens with the rates, and we're going to be going through the fall helping clients out, do the best they can in terms of buying and selling. And if you are one of those people, hit the first link in the description if you want to talk with me and see your prospects for either buying or selling. And we'll see you on the next video.